Lost and lessons hanging in the air. We don't surface, we dive in deep. Talking dreams, heartbreak, wins and grief. From artists to poets, the culture is loud. White gun truths are told, feel the vibe all around. Nothing's off limits on the couch. Thursdays at 8, we air it out. Pull up, tune in, let's talk it out. Couch conversations left, no doubt. Take a seat, we got stories to share. Lost and lessons hanging in the air. We don't surface, we dive in deep. Talking dreams, heartbreak, wins and grief. From artists to poets, the culture is loud. White gun truths are told, feel the vibe all around.
Welcome back to Couch Conversations. How y'all doing tonight? First of all, mic check. Can y'all hear me out there? If you can hear me, comment. Say something and let me know you can hear me. Microphone check. Microphone check. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I just need to know y'all can hear me. I've been having a rough week. I've been having all kind of technical difficulties in life and with my phone. If you have tried to contact me this week and you have not been able to, I apologize. Um, yeah, my phone, I don't know what happened. It got this new iOS update and it just went out on me. So, yeah, if you tried to contact me this week, I do apologize. Okay, I do apologize. But welcome back to Couch Conversations. I'm glad y'all here tonight. Um, we're going to deep dive into the world of modern dating. I know I touched on this several times. I do believe my first show this season was about modern dating. Um, I know I touched on it in season 6 and 5, so we're going to touch on it again. Eventually, if I talk about this enough, I'll find me a man, okay? Or the man will find me. Something. I don't know. Um, Before I get started, hey, everybody watching, shout out to y'all. And make sure y'all drop a comment and let me know y'all watching. I like to see the comments. I like to know who watching with me. Make sure you share the live, invite a friend. If you watching on YouTube, thank you. Couch Conversations is sponsored by Hizzleade. Let me get in for that. There y'all go. Hizzleade. That's who we sponsored by. You can get Hizzleade at Ascot Records, record with a Z, Ascot Records LLC.com. This is one of the best drinks you will ever drink. Y'all can see that the bottle is gone. This has lasted me about 3, maybe 4 episodes. Hopefully I don't kill it off tonight. Boss lady, boss hog, I'm gonna need another bottle. Yeah, so we talking about modern dating and relationships tonight, and we gonna get into it. I'm not gonna prolong the show. I just wanted to give a shout out to Hizzleade and Ascot Records. Y'all see the Ascot shirt, so y'all know who I'm repping. Thank y'all to my sponsors. Um, so tonight we gonna talk about dating in 2025, and you know I always say that the dating pool is pissy and smells like dumpster juice. Um, It's a lot going on with dating these days. It has drastically changed over the last couple years, especially since COVID. Dating has drastically changed since COVID. I'm just going to say in the last 5 years because, honey, it's a lot going on out here in the dating world. And y'all feel free to leave me y'all comments while y'all watching this show. Yes, cousin, we are on season 7. Keep up, stay tuned because we got so much to go. Um, so, in the world of dating, let's just talk about what dating is. Dating is the act of trying to find a mate. I don't know what y'all be out here thinking dating is, but it is genuinely the process of trying to getting to know somebody romantically and possibly building and developing a relationship and a future. Um, So lately, dating has been going on dates at, and y'all know I've been on this bad Ruth's Chris and all these steakhouses, Eddie V's, Fleming's, and it's more about the date than actually getting to know the person. So we gonna touch on that tonight. And we really specifically talking about dating in the African American community. Okay. If y'all watch this show, y'all know I love all races, but my topics are centered toward the African American community. That is what I'm a part of. That is what I am trying to build and uplift. So we trying to get dating together in the African American community because apparently black women and black men don't like each other. And we gonna find out why tonight. We gonna have this discussion and we gonna get to the bottom of it. Okay. So dating is the process of getting to know somebody romantically, and a relationship is the committed connection between two people. So dating and a relationship are two totally different things. Okay. I've heard a lot of people say that you shouldn't date multiple people at one time. Yes, you should. You absolutely should. You should be dating several people at one time. Okay. Dating is the process of getting to know somebody. Y'all should not be sleeping together in the dating process. This is where people go wrong at. You should not be sleeping with anybody in the dating process. Okay. This is really just going out, getting to know somebody, getting to see if y'all are comfortable with each other. If y'all vibe, if y'all are compatible, that's what dating is. And then when you date somebody and you find out, hey, we're compatible, that's where the relationship comes in. I've noticed over the years there are certain parts of dating and relationships that are skipped. Um, Back in the day they used to call it a courtship. So you would talk to somebody and find out if y'all liked each other, and if you did, there would actually be somebody saying, okay, will you be my boyfriend or will you be my girlfriend, etc. Like, that part these days gets totally skipped. People meet, go to dinner, have sex, and they move in together. I don't know how we got here, but we are here. That's not how that's supposed to go, but that's where we are. Um, and that's why a lot of relationships don't work because people are living together before they know each other. And yeah, that's where the fuckery comes in. You didn't met somebody, had sex with them on the first or second date. Y'all didn't moved in together on the third date. On the fifth date, he whooping your ass. On the seventh date, you trying to move out. Y'all didn't even get to know each other. Like, we got to do better with getting to know each other. Um, Getting to find out what people's mental capacity is. I'm actively dating and courting should be the bare minimum for date. The bare minimum. We gonna talk about the bare minimum tonight too. The bare minimum, because there is a bare minimum when it comes to dating. And then there's a bare minimum when it comes to relationships. Ladies, I need y'all to get on board with the dating process so that we can get into a relationship. Y'all want relationship things in the dating process. This is where it's all getting messed up at. Um, so In the dating process, you should be dating several people. You should not be sleeping with them. Should not be sleeping with them. I'm gonna need some of y'all to be abstinent. I'm gonna need some of y'all to be celibate. I'm gonna need y'all to know the difference. So abstinent is when you just not having sex. Like, I'm in an abstinent phase right now. Y'all know I was in my celibate phase. That didn't pass. I'm in an abstinent phase right now. I don't have a mate, so I'm not having sex. Um, that's where we at with that. Okay. Celibate is when you are not having sex until you get married. I don't think I'll be going through a celibate stage at all. Okay. Um, so let's talk about some phases of dating that people do not talk enough about, and we about to talk about it right now. Ghosting, breadcrumbing, and red flags, because these are visible sometimes before y'all get to the first date. Sometimes they're visible on the first date and y'all don't be paying attention. Um so ghosting is when somebody vanishes, no calls, no texts, no explanation. They just stop talking to you. I'm telling y'all now, if somebody is ghosting you, have ghosted you, just let them stay a ghost, okay? Name them Casper, let them go on about their way, and just leave them alone. Because if they did it once, more than likely they'll do it again. And if they come back, it's only because they're usually in a space where they don't have nobody else and they just trying to figure some shit out. Don't be anybody's second choice or the third or the fourth or the fifth. Sometimes you might be the second, but don't be the third or the fourth or the fifth. Um, and I need y'all to understand also in the dating phase, a lot of people be like, okay, well, um, I'm talking to this guy and he's talking to four other people. Like, y'all are dating, y'all are not in a relationship. And that's where the competition comes in. If you're competitive, dating is for you because you have to be a little bit competitive to be out dating. Because I don't think y'all know there's like anywhere, and I forgot the exact number, so I'm about to give you an approximate number. It's like 13 or 14 women to one man. So you cannot expect that there will be no competition in the dating phase, okay? Is ghosting doing it for several hours, for days? Because sometimes people have stuff that just come up and they can't talk to you right then. I'm pretty sure people think I've been ghosting them today. No, I have not. My phone is freaking off. It's not even off, y'all. The phone just shut the hell down with that update last night. But anyway, yeah, it's when they do it for days. Like if you're texting somebody yesterday and they don't answer, and then today they don't answer, and then tomorrow they don't answer, but they not dead, or they not in the hospital, or they not in the middle of somewhere where there's no reception, or they're not overseas, because overseas you get spotty reception. You got to have, things going on. Like when Andrew goes overseas, I have to FaceTime him because there's no cellular connection for us. If it's not that, yeah, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. If you I have this thing. If you could go 3 days without talking to me, just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Because in 3 days, that's 72 hours. You should have enough time in 72 hours to take 1 or 2 minutes, which is literally 60 to 120 seconds, to text me. Even if you text me and you can't text me back. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. 3 days, just stay a ghost. Your name gonna be Casper in my phone after that. I'm telling y'all. Breadcrumbing. Let's talk about that. That's when people just like give you little bits of attention, but they're not actively involved or really giving effort to what's going on with the relationship. Um, so it's kind of like They might talk to you today and not talk to you tomorrow, and then day after tomorrow they might just text you like, "What's up?" Like they're just giving you enough that you don't stop talking to them. They're giving you enough that you feel like they're interested and you keep engaging. Okay, so that's what breadcrumbing is. Red flags. Everybody should know what a red flag is. Red flags are the warning signs that something is not right, that everybody should see and they miss. We talked about red flags on here several times before, and I always tell y'all think the red flags are pink. They are not pink, they are red. Okay, pay attention. Um, breadcrumbing is very evident in the dating scene. Yes, it is. A lot of people do that. I think my last situation was breadcrumbing to a certain extent. I mean, he got communication issues. He's a good man. He just got real bad communication issues. I don't even know if it's breadcrumbing point, but yeah, breadcrumbing is very, very, very relevant and very prevalent in the dating scene. So my question to y'all: did you know that 70% of relationships these days start online? 70%. So now that I know that, because let me tell y'all, I get these scripts and I don't really read them. I kind of like go through them and get what I need, but I don't really break it down and read them until I'm getting this information with y'all. We be getting all this stuff together when I have these topics. Um, but yeah, 70% of relationships start online. So now that I know that, I might need to start answering some of these DMs on Facebook. I be trying not to. I really do. I be trying not to answer nobody's DMs on Facebook. But if 70% of relationships are formed online, maybe I need to. You know what? Mr. Right could have been in my inbox this whole time and I've been ignoring him. Um, so usually what happens is it's called a hybrid model of dating or hybrid dating. It starts in the DMs, it evolves to FaceTime, and then becomes a real life relationship. So it's called hybrid dating. And the funny part about that is I didn't realize that so many people were like using apps to date. Did y'all know this? Yes, dating is very indirect. And 3 of your relationships were formed online. You did good. Okay. Um, So a lot of dating apps and technology are playing a part in dating now. So it's from social media to dating apps. You know, they have dating apps now that are very tailored to your needs. They have Christian dating apps. They have LGBTQ dating apps. They have black dating apps. I'm not sure if you've heard of this dating app called Black Gentry, I believe it is, um, or something close to that. But what it is basically you have to be in a certain tax bracket to even be able to get on this app. And it's for people of a higher class tax bracket to date each other. They have dating apps for everything. I don't know if y'all remember back in the day we used to have Black Planet. That's what Black Planet starting as it actually started as a dating app. Um it's very convenient for one because you don't have to physically go out and try to get dressed and meet somebody. You could just do all the typing and try to get to know them. Um, you could filter out the people that you're meeting and you could meet a whole lot of people at one time. I've talked about before Facebook dating app is kind of good. I've met somebody on there that I dated for about 6 months, 5 or 6 months. Very nice man. Uh, when we stopped talking, I went back on Facebook dating app, but I got off because it's overwhelming, and I'm very easily overstimulated, so I had to get off of there. But I might start answering some of these DMs. Hybrid dating is when they want to skip steps. I don't skip steps, period. Okay. Some of the cons of dating apps are the superficial people that are on there that are not looking for mates. They are looking for people to have sex with. They are on, some of these people are on the wrong app because they actually do have apps where you can just meet people and hook up and sleep with them. So I don't know why they go on dating apps for that. Um, you get a lot of ghosting and you have the possibility of catfishing. Oh, catfishing. Let me tell y'all, it is so funny because people be thinking I catfish them when they see me online. I do filter my pictures a little bit, but yeah, this is how I look in person. The eyes are mine, they're not contacts. I get that a lot. Yeah, this is how I look. I don't know how y'all think I be catfishing y'all. Um, well, I'm not gonna say catfishing. People don't expect me to be the same person on the picture. I don't know why. I don't have that much time invested to use somebody else's pictures for over 15 years. Um, but yeah, this is me in real life. Um, so ghosting. Apparently, 50% of people that are on dating apps end up ghosting the people that they are talking to. That sounds about right. Also, breadcrumbing can be seen as fake interest. Okay. So pay attention to that when people are fake interested. Um, red flags. Let's talk about some red flags because we can't talk about red flags enough, and we probably gonna talk about red flags a couple times tonight. Red flags are inconsistency, dishonesty, boundary issues, refusal to define things that you have questions about, and manipulation. So let's talk about it. Inconsistency. That is my number one pet peeve. If you have ever had a conversation with me about dating, you know, on the first conversation, I tell everybody I need somebody that is consistent. And I'm going to tell you why. Men, I'm going to give y'all some game tonight. Ladies, I'm going to let y'all in on a couple secrets too. But men, I'm going to give y'all some game tonight. If you listening. Women are overthinkers. I'm an overthinker and I have anxiety. So it kind of play hand in hand. But women are overthinkers. Most people know this. Okay. The way to deal with an overthinker is to be consistent. And I'm going to tell you why. If you're consistent and you back up everything that you say you're going to do, you stop her from overthinking. And if she's not overthinking, she's not nagging and asking a lot of questions. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but that's where the nagging and the questions come from. It comes from the overthinking and things not adding up. See, I tell people all the time, if it don't add up in my head, I'm gonna ask questions, I'm gonna ask questions, I'm gonna ask questions, I'm gonna ask questions, I'm gonna ask questions until it add up and makes sense. The math always got to be mathing with me. So that's part of being consistent. You got to say what you do and do what you say. Okay? For real, for real. Like, I do not like an inconsistent man because then I don't trust you. It's just a lot of things that play into inconsistency. And dishonesty goes hand in hand with that. So if you're not consistent, I'm not going to trust you. Boundary issues. That is a big one. That is a really, really big one. Hey, everybody that's just tuning in, how y'all doing? Drop a comment. We talking about dating, modern day dating and relationships. Um Boundary issues. Okay. This is another thing. I don't like when I'm dating someone or in a relationship with someone and they touch my shit. Don't touch my shit. Don't touch my shit. Don't. Let me see what this comment is. I don't feel like anyone could have all green flags while saying, because we're all learning someone, and if you're trying to figure out if they're worth all of your time. Okay, so listen, it's not about having all green flags, because some people will have green flags. You're going to see some yellow flags in there, which are caution flags. It's when they have too many red flags. One or two red flags is okay, depending on what the flags are. Okay. And the reason I say one or two is because nobody's perfect. But you should have more green and yellow flags than red flags. And if the red flags are just consistently flying, I'm gonna need y'all to just put on brakes. Just put on brakes. I might need to follow this up with the narcissist conversation, because a lot of us, while dating, get caught up with narcissists, and narcissists like to love bomb. Are y'all ready for this conversation? Because we could dig deep tonight. We could go deep as y'all want to go. Okay. Narcissists like to love bomb. So if you meet somebody, and in the first 2 or 3 weeks of y'all meeting, I'm gonna say two, okay? Because sometimes after 3 weeks, it really do be love. I've seen people get married after 3 weeks and be together. Um, Narcissists love bomb. So that means they come into the relationship telling you how great you are, how much they can't live without you. Um, yeah, a narcissist will love bomb the hell out of you. And they do it so when they get to tripping and acting crazy, you just think that they're having a bad time and you're okay, because they gonna come back and love bomb you some more. So you got to be aware of those type of red flags, and I might have to get into that conversation next week. We got to be aware of those type of red flags. Those are where boundary issues and manipulation come in. For real, for real. Um, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they can't define the relationship, they can't tell you if y'all are dating, in a relationship, exclusive, it's open. If y'all are just together and y'all going on dates and y'all having sex and there's no definition of the relationship, that's a red flag. I might need to buy a red flag, so when I be talking about this, I could just wave my flag. That's a red flag, y'all. Um, yeah, so we want to be aware of the ghosting, the breadcrumbing, and the red flags, okay? And we want to be aware of those things at all times. Keep your eyes and ears open. Um, and let me tell y'all this too, because I got notes on all of this. The emotional impact of ghosting is it makes you have self-doubt about in the dating process or with this person. It also gives you trust issues. So y'all need to be aware, because we don't want to take baggage from relationship to relationship that somebody else caused. Um, so we're going to talk about now casual versus serious dating. Let's get into that. Let's get into that. Okay. Go back. And casual relationship. So a casual relationship is a relationship where y'all just literally dating. Some people have sex during their casual relationships. Yeah, no, you shouldn't be, but yeah. Um, a lot of people have casual relationships because they want to have somebody to be out and about with when they want companionship, but they also want the freedom to focus on their career or whatever their focus is. Um, Serious relationships, most people that want serious relationships are looking for stability and partnership. So the difference is you got to be clear of your intentions up front, be blunt, let the other person know this is what I'm here for, this is what I'm trying to do, and everybody needs to be on the same page. Um, hey. So a lot of relationships have a spectrum. And what I learned last week from my therapist, because y'all know I tell y'all every week about what I learned from my therapist. Everybody has to define their own relationship. No relationship is cut and dry. And that's the marker. Like, everybody has to define their own relationship. So some relationships end up being casual because there is a relationship spectrum. We have casual relationships, polyamorous relationships, committed relationships. Uh, they got a couple other kind too, but yeah, those are the main ones. And on my script, I'm gonna tell y'all, it put a little joke in here. It says dating two people at once is like juggling eggs. It's fun until you drop one. And I thought that was kind of funny because I always tell people, if you gonna have two women or two men, you got to be prepared for what come with that. Now, what I can say about being with two women is you got to be prepared for double the hormones, double the mood swings, double the attitudes. And for all the men, I just want to clear this up. I want y'all to hear me. Hear me close. Hear me. Y'all listening. For all the men that say they want two women because when one's on her period, they can have the other one. Let me just clarify this for you. When you put several women in the house together, they're going to all start getting their period around the same time. Okay? So I just want you to know that. They're all going to become in sync, and you're going to have to deal with all the fuckery at one time. So let me just clarify that for y'all, because I hear a lot of men say that, and that is a real misconception. That is not true. So you have to communicate your intentions early about if this is a serious or a casual relationship, what we're getting into. Is it going to be committed? Is it not? We got to talk about deal breakers. What your deal breakers are. One of my deal breakers I discovered this year. I'm 46. I'm about to be 47. I discovered one of my deal breakers this year. One of my deal breakers is my man cannot have a female best friend. That is out. That is out. That is out. If your best friend is a woman, just leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm just telling you. We got to talk about deal breakers, and we got to talk about respecting boundaries. Okay? Respecting boundaries is big. A lot of people don't put boundaries in place. I have a series of boundaries I put in place. And let me just tell y'all something on a personal note about me and dating. I mentioned this before, but I'm gonna give y'all just some in-depth look into my brain. Okay. When we talk, when I meet somebody, when we are talking about dating, we might not make it to the first date. I try to have as many conversations as possible before the first date. The reason being is because I'm not a go on a first date for dinner type of person. Okay. Everything with me is intentional. Everything is intentional. So if we're having conversations on the phone and you saying some shit I don't like or some shit I don't want to hear, we don't even have to get to a first date. And I tell people that. I hope anybody that I've told that is not offended. But I'm just saying, sometimes a first date is not necessary. Um, if we having a conversation and in the first 2 or 3 conversations you tell me that your woman is a best friend, that or excuse me, your best friend is a woman, and that you have children under high school age, I say junior high school age, cuz yeah, when they little, I don't want to be bothered. Like 13 and up, I could probably deal with. But yeah, when you got little kids and stuff like that, I don't want to be bothered. So I have deal breakers that we can get to before we even get to the first date. Okay. And you right, Chanel, the first date should not be dinner, which is going to take me into my next, or actually segue me into my next thing. Let's talk about first dates. Okay. And where should the first date be? So I got a couple little first date spots for y'all. I got a couple. Let me find them. Okay. So some of y'all first date spots should be one in a public place. Let's start there. You should be dating in a public place, especially the first date. So I've heard a lot of women say they don't want to go to get coffee on a first date. That is a perfect first date. I'm gonna tell you why. If you would having a first date over coffee with somebody, y'all are gonna actually sit down and talk because the coffee only gonna last a few minutes. Y'all are actually gonna sit down and talk and get to know each other. If you meet at somebody in the comments said McDonald's. Now I'm gonna tell y'all. I brought this up on Facebook on a post not too long ago, and somebody asked me would I go to McDonald's on a first date. I'm gonna just tell y'all. I done had some first dates, y'all, and yeah, I will go to McDonald's on a first date. I will, and I'm gonna tell you why. As long as I can get what I want from McDonald's, because you can't be cheap at McDonald's. Let's just talk about it. You can't be cheap at McDonald's. Long as I can get what I want from McDonald's, and we could sit down and talk, and it don't even have to be in McDonald's. We could take the McDonald's somewhere else. But I'm trying to get to know you, so the McDonald's is not a big deal. This man said Denny's. That's not a bad idea. Now I've actually been to a date at Denny's, and that's not a bad idea either because Denny's is casual dining, and that is something that I have on my list. Casual dining. Denny's is a casual dining spot, so it's not expensive. And you gonna talk. You're not gonna be too enthralled with the food. Denny's, you're not gonna be trying to take pictures of the food and post it on Instagram. So that's actually a good place. Museums, art shows, a movie is not a good first date. A movie is not a good first date. A movie is not a good first date. Okay? Um, expensive dinners are not good first dates. Because first of all, you caught up in the dinner, you trying to take pictures and post it on social media. He looking at the price, he trying to count his wallet. It's too much tension on the first date if you go somewhere like Eddie V's or Fleming's. It's too much tension. Capital Grill for the first date, that's not a good idea. The bar, the club, those are not good first date spots. Now, I'm not sure who's seen the video on TikTok that went viral a few days ago. A guy asked a girl to go to church on the first date. I want to know how y'all feel about that. Is church a good first date? Now, the situation with them was he found out that she wasn't shit because when you listen to her story, she did everything in her power to give that man a hard time about going to church without just telling him that she didn't want to go. And then she got there and had somebody come pick her up. She was a total asshole about the situation. But I want to know, is church a good first date? Now, have I been to church on a first date? Yes, I have. I have. I absolutely have. Um, so let me tell y'all how I feel about church and dating. Church is a good first date if both of y'all are church people. You can't take a random person on dates to the church. Somebody said no. Somebody else said no because the saints all in y'all business. Somebody else said yes. Now, I have had people meet me at church on a date, but not the first date. And I'm going to tell y'all why. If you've been to the church that I used to go to, that's my family church. So when you come into my family church, you come into my family. We have to be on the road to a relationship if I'm inviting you to church. And we just going to see how it play out after that. But first date, I don't think that's a good idea for a first date unless both of y'all are on the same accord. If y'all equally yoked and y'all both looking to get into heaven right now and y'all want to go speak in tongues together on the first date, you go right ahead. Um yeah. I want to know what y'all think are some good first date spots. I do like Denny's. I thought that was a good one. McDonald's, I'm telling y'all, I will stand on business with McDonald's. That's really not bad. Um, so the last first date that I had, the very last first date, uh, we went to his house. I bought dinner, and we dated for almost 6 months after that, exclusively. Um, a lot started going on, and he was not in a place where he could be in a relationship. And I'm trying to put it like that because I want to respect his privacy because he's my friend on Facebook. Um, it was not because we couldn't get along. It wasn't because there was nothing negative there. But our first date, we was locked after the first date. It's not too many first dates that I've been on, and it was just a first date, and that was it. Um, Usually my first dates have led to many, many, many more dates after. Many, many more. Sometimes whole relationships. So I don't date often because I date with intention. Like I said earlier in the show, I'm very intentional with everything that I do. So um yeah. This is also what I want to know. I like the Starbucks and I like the park. I've been on the first date to the park. I thought it was really cool. I've also been on a date to the beach. I thought that was cool because I'm a beach person. Um, I'm a water person. That's one of my favorite places to go. So I mentioned that, and the person took me on a date to the beach. We did not do anything spectacular. We literally just went and sat on the beach, and I thought that was just perfect. We hardly even talked while we were there. We actually left and went somewhere else to talk, but I just thought it was a really, really, really good idea to take me to the beach. Um, so one thing I want to know, because in my script it says that it is, I want to know, is marriage still valued in the black community? Is black love still a thing? And when I say marriage in the black community, I mean a black husband, black wife. That's what we're talking about today. This episode is centered around the African American community. So I want to know, is marriage still valued in the black community? Um, One thing that I noticed in the statistics, cohabitation is up and marriage is down. So that means more people are living together now, starting families, less people are getting married. Marriage is supposed to be a symbol of love and stability and legacy. So is there a problem with people not getting married? Are we putting a cap on legacy? I guess that's a good way to say it, because legacy is a family thing. Marriage is still being valued. Okay, that's good. Now, let's get to the next subject. It is in my home. Okay. Oh, on a personal note, I do want to be married again. So, yeah, y'all people that just be coming at me for casual things, just know that's not what I'm looking for. I'm about to be 47 years old. I'm looking to settle down. I have too much going on in life to be just having casual shit going on. At this age in life, it's assets involved and building and things like that. So yeah, if you ain't trying to do the damn thing, don't come over here. People don't want to fully commit. So that kind of goes back to my statement about there is 15 women to one man, excuse me, and women don't want to compete. I'm not saying that we should have to, but when you got them kind of statistics, it's kind of impossible not to. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to talk about what women want versus what men want. Now, this is me writing this, and I am a woman. So, men, if I am wrong, sound off in the comments and correct me, okay? Now, men want respect, okay? Respect, respect, respect. That means when he comes home from work, you're not calling him a bitch ass nigga because he walked in 10 minutes later than he normally does. Men want respect, okay? I actually heard somebody say, and men, tell me if I'm wrong, once again, because I'm not a freaking man. Men would rather have your respect and your loyalty than your love. Is that true? I want to know. Men want loyalty. Men want an emotional safe space. Okay, now. Men want an emotional safe space, women. Ladies, ladies. I have noticed we are not an emotional safe space. We are everything but. Okay. My age group of women, and a little bit older than me, and a little bit younger than me, y'all are some of the most naggingest, entitled ass women. And because of that, you can't offer a safe space. You can't be a safe space when you nagging all the damn time. I said on this show before, don't tell a man, I'm here if you need me. And then when he comes to you for you to be a safe space, you throw it back in his face next week. You can't do that. That's not a safe space. You are becoming the toxic enemy. That's all I'm saying. That's not a safe space. Men want a supportive partner. They want some balance, some togetherness. They want to build. And let me just clarify, we are talking about men. MEN, not BANs. Bitch ass niggas. Not YNs. Not sorry ass deadbeats. We are talking about real stand up men. Men that are secure with themselves. Men that are high value men. That really understand where they're going in life, what their worth is, what they have to offer. We are talking about men that have their own shit going on, that don't need you, really. For real, for real. That's what we talking about. We are not talking about these homosexuals. If he got to drive your car, he's not a man. And I'm not talking about somebody that you in a relationship with, that you've been in a relationship with for 10 years. And you know, he fell on bad times and now he driving your car. I'm saying if he coming into the relationship needing to use your car and sleeping with your house because he lives with his mama, that is not who we're talking about today. That's not who we're talking about. We are talking about emotionally intelligent, intellectual men that got their head on straight. Okay? That's what we are talking about. They want respect. They want loyalty. They want emotional safety. They want a supportive partner. They want balance. They want togetherness. They don't. I'm going to tell y'all something, ladies. I need y'all to hear me good. I need y'all to hear me good because this is a misconception. I need y'all to hear me freaking good. When you meet a real man, REALMAN, a real man, not a BAN, not a YN, not a deadbeat. When you would meet a real man, he's not going to ask you what you bring to the table, and he's not going to ask you how much you make, because a real man don't give a fuck. I just want y'all to hear me on that, okay? If I'm talking to somebody and in the first two conversations they ask me what I bring to the table, what I do, or how much I make, that'll probably be our last conversation. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because the real men that I have met and talked to don't ask them type of questions. They want to know am I okay up here? Am I gonna crash out? Am I gonna come over and tear their house up? That's what real men want to know. Where you at mentally and emotionally? Um, so let's talk about confusion. Confusion. What is connection versus commitment? Connection versus commitment. Sometimes we have a good connection with somebody, and the connection can last a long time, and we think they committed, and they not. I need y'all to go back to, excuse me, I need y'all to go back to when people are breadcrumbing. A lot of women, and the reason I say this is because women are emotional. So when I say a lot of women and I talk about certain things with women, it's because women are emotional and we think from a different place. Um, we feel like connection is commitment. And I'm gonna tell a story. I know somebody that was dating somebody briefly, and listen to how I describe this story, because the dating never evolved. So they were dating somebody briefly and it went from dating to casual. Casual started including sex, and they started there and they stopped there. It got casual. He let it be known from day one, this is casual. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. This relationship continued on for over a year. He never changed what he said, but because he was constantly allowing her to come over, spend nights, she had a key, different things like that, she felt like they were in a relationship. And after a year and a half, she got her heart broke because he told her they were not in a relationship and they never were. You have to establish boundaries and know, is this connection or commitment? Is it casual? What are we doing here? Y'all have to have definite, like real definite, what is the word I'm looking for? Explanations of what you're doing. Be very definite. Be intentional with your dating as well. Be intentional. Um, make sure that your lifestyles align. Some people are in relationships and their lifestyles don't align. So me and my therapist had a conversation last week. He asked me, and I want y'all to hear me because people have asked me this question numerous times. He asked me, how do I keep ending up with men that are attached to the entertainment industry? Well, somehow or another, our lifestyles align. Because what I've realized is when you date people that don't understand what your career is or what your career path is, you have a lot of confusion, you have a lot of miscommunication, misunderstanding. I can't do it. Guess what? If I'm busy all night, and you busy all night, and I'm at the studio and you at the studio, and we can FaceTime each other, and I can just say, hey, baby, you good? And you can say, hey, baby, I'm good. We good. You want to know why? Because then you're not asking me why I'm not at home. I'm not asking you why you not at home. We not doing none of the bullshit, the fuckery. We understanding of what each other got going on. Sorry, like that's really where I be at with that. So I have a thing for creatives. Somebody said it's musicians. It's not necessarily musicians. It's creatives and entrepreneurs, people that set their own schedule. They have an understanding of what it is to be an entrepreneur, what it is to work late, what it is to have to deal with clients late. I am very intentional with my dating for all of these reasons because I have boundaries and I need to make sure that our lifestyles aligned, or at least you understand what my lifestyle is. And people need to make sure that they're having shared goals. When you go into a relationship, you should have shared goals. Everybody should be on the same page of what we working toward. If y'all in a relationship and he trying to move to the island and you trying to move to the snow, y'all finna have a problem because y'all don't even want to be in the same vicinity. So you got to have shared goals. Everybody got to be on the same page. We got to have a plan. We got to know where we going. We got to know what we doing. We got to have communicated. Are we serious? Is this casual? What is going on? And a lot of that will avoid a lot of issues. People don't communicate enough. They go, I'm telling y'all, I've seen it way too much lately in these last 5 years. People go on dates, they sleep together, they move in together, no definition of where they're going, no definition of what the plan or the goal is. Their lifestyles are not aligned, and then there's a whole bunch of fuckery going on in the relationship. So I'm just saying everybody needs to communicate and be considerate of what the other person wants. Okay, so let me get to some of these comments. What about the men that got out of prison for something? Listen, now let's just talk about it, okay? Let's talk about it. Now y'all want to have some real talk. I noticed these last 2-3 weeks y'all been having real talks, and my couch conversation has been hella long. But y'all want to talk about it, so let's talk about it. Everybody deserves grace, and everybody needs to give themselves grace. I've been open about myself personally being a felon. I am currently on probation until January. It's not formal probation, it's summary probation. I'm on probation till January. I have a record. I did things when I was young that caught up with me recently. I did things when I was young that caught up with me when I was young. It caused me to have a record. Has that affected me? A little bit, just a little bit. One thing that I am grateful for is that in my dating process, when I have brought this up to men, it has not been a turnoff. Now, if they want to go deep into what my record is, I can explain to them everything that I have had to go to court or been arrested for. I did some young shit, some dumb shit in my 20s. Nothing just like, too horrible, but I had to pay the cost, okay? I did some shit. It caught up with me last year. I'm on probation for it now till January. If people could deal with your past, then let that be your past. If you not in jail or you didn't go to prison for murder, kidnapping, no violent crimes, I'm sure somebody will be understanding that you were young and you did some things and you've evolved. That's what I'm saying. That's weird on his end though. If she was doing shit with the other niggas, you know what? I'm gonna tell you in that situation, I don't think he cared. I really don't think he cared. He had a lot going on. And I know sometimes that is the situation. Like a dude will be doing his thing and he don't want her doing her thing. I get that. But even in that situation, I'm going to be honest, I fought the women. Because if I'm with you, dating you, supposed to be in a relationship with you, any of that, and you decide that you want to step out and be with somebody else, all bets are off. All bets are off. Because you could have communicated to me beforehand. Beforehand. And we could have either worked through it or broke up. But when you do things inside of a relationship that are not within the spectrum of the original communication, or you don't go back and communicate that things changed, you actually change the dynamic, and then all bets are off. All bets are off. So yeah. So let me get into this as well. 65% of people say they move more on attraction than anything else. So I guess that's an issue too, because y'all just seeing people and saying, "Ooh, they fine," and just doing y'all big one, huh? Hizzle, y'all. In case y'all didn't know, Couch Conversations sponsored by Hizzle. You can go on my page if you want to order some. It is delicious, delicious. Um, so I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, let's get into this real quick. Because I'm getting down to the last of the show. Texting, social media, DMs. Let's talk about the pros and the cons. Um, the pros are it's a quick connection. You have the ability to set expectation before the date. The cons are you can overanalyze text or communications because you can't read the tone, and ghosting comes with that as well. Breadcrumbing, all of that goes with texting. So, um, when you're meeting people online on these apps and things like that, just make sure that if you're not sure of something that is said in a text, that you ask questions and don't overthink it. Sometimes emojis can be used as well to convey what you're trying to say. So if you can convey that with an emoji, try to do that as well. That way people don't misconstrue what you're trying to say in a text message. Um, so basically, let's just say dating is not dead, even though it is pissy in the pool. We're gonna throw some chlorine in it and go on with the day. Dating isn't dead; it's just different. Okay, so we are going through a dating evolution. People are more self aware. People are more self aware now. People know what they're worth now. Uh, the conversation of bringing things to the table, we should not be talking about bringing things to the table unless we talking about marriage. Let's just go back there, or moving in together at least. If we talking about cohabitation, then you can ask me what I'm bringing to the table. If we not talking about that, don't ask me shit. Don't ask me about my finances. What the hell? Y'all know what I do. My career is all over the internet. So y'all know what I do. Don't ask me about my finances. Don't ask me about what I bring to the table. And I'm gonna be honest, that conversation has went wrong for a few people because they've asked me what I brought to the table and they realized they lacking at the table. Okay? So y'all make sure if you ask me what you bringing to the table, when you pose that question to me, be ready for the answer, and you better be bringing as much to the table as I am. That's all I'm saying. Um so set boundaries, communicate clearly, know your worth. Hopefully, after this conversation, y'all have been enlightened on something that y'all can do differently. Um, and those are the strategies which is the last thing I wanted to talk about. The strategies for dating success was everything that I just went through. Upfront clarity. You got to balance the online and the offline talking as well. So the hybrid dating, make sure there's balance to that. Make sure you spot the red flags early. Make sure you see that they red and not pink. The green flags are good. The yellow flags are okay. Them red ones, when you start getting too many of them, you got to put a pause on there. Make sure amongst the dating that you're prioritizing your mental health and your self-care, because at the end of the day, dating can be overstimulating, especially on these social apps. It can be draining. So make sure you're prioritizing self-care and mental health. Make sure you're building authentic connections with people that you're going on dates with. Like I said, be intentional with your conversations, with your dating. Be intentional with all of that. That way you're not wasting your time, you're not wasting other people's time. And I'm big on time because we can make money back, we can't get time back. Time lost is time gone. So I'm big on not wasting people time. So try to be intentional with your dating. If you don't want to be in a serious relationship, let that be known with the person that you dating. So if that's what they want, they can go on about their business. If you there just for some casual sex and some companionship every now and then, let it be known. If that's not what you want, draw boundaries. We talked about boundaries. Um, so I hope everybody enjoyed this conversation tonight. I hope that I helped somebody with their dating process. I know I helped myself with my dating process, and we're gonna see how this goes. Cause I'm still out here, y'all. I'm still out here on the dating scene, and the dates that I have been on, I've enjoyed. I have to say that I've enjoyed. I haven't met no assholes, nobody like that. Um, and the ultimate goal for some of y'all is to get married. So make sure that you're communicating everything that you're looking for, everything that you're expecting out of a relationship. Make sure that you're communicating those things because people only know what you tell them. Nobody's a mind reader. People only know what you tell them. They can only work with what you tell them. So if you're not giving them anything to work with, you're part of the problem. And some of us are part of the problem and we don't realize that. So thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it. This was a very good conversation tonight. We will touch on this again. Um, because I also want to talk about narcissists and dating. Y'all know I love talking about narcissists and putting them on blast and let's talking about the things that they do. So we will be touching on this again in a couple weeks. Next week I have another subject, but we might double back to this in a week or two. But yeah, we're gonna get back to this because I want to talk to y'all about narcissists and dating and talk more about love bombing and all those things, ghosting. I really want to get into that because a lot of us go on dates with narcissists and don't know. And the red flags are there and we don't know because a narcissist's job is to make sure that you don't see the red flag and they'll make it look pink. So I really want to touch on that. Y'all know I love talking about narcissists. Um, that's something that I lived through. And no, you didn't act up a little. Y'all know nothing is off limits on the couch. Y'all know that. Y'all know if this your first time here, nothing is off limits on the couch. These are raw and unfiltered and real conversations. We talk about real experiences, real topics. So there is no such thing as being off the chain on this show, baby. We just seen it all, okay? Y'all don't know if you just new here. Season 1 was the most dramatic season I have had on this show, and that's part of the reason why I don't do call-ins anymore. But yeah, no, nobody acted up, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I hope y'all come back. Next week, oh, excuse me, if you would like to contact me to be a guest on the show, please do so. And if you've watched the show, you know I talk about topics that I feel like are relevant to the Black community, but I also love to interview creatives and I love to hear people's stories. So if you want to be a guest on the show to talk about a topic, to tell your story, a creative that wants to come on and promote a project, whatever it is, the couch is open. Okay. When I say the couch is open, the couch is open. You can come in, you can shoot, or you can do it virtually. Just let me know. So you can email me at couchconversationslive@gmail.com. You can also find me on IG at Couch Conversations Live. The website, divinemanagementweebly.com/couch conversations live. And please, 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 please go subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment. If you would like to watch any of the past shows, they are all on YouTube. So some of y'all I be trying to suggest before y'all come on the show, y'all go watch an old episode and catch up because y'all come on here and y'all don't be ready for the couch. I'm just saying nothing is off limits. That is my slogan. That has been my slogan. Nothing is off limits on the couch. Okay. Join us Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Make sure you download the Podbean app. Okay. Please go download the Podbean app. Join us Tuesday nights for the Danni Gyrl Show at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can submit your music as well to the real Danni Gyrl at gmail.com. Danni with an I, girl with a Y. The real Danni Gyrl at gmail.com. You can submit your music there for airplay. You can go on there, send me an email, and we can get you booked for an interview on that show as well. But I got platforms, y'all, so it ain't a lack of platforms around here. But if you would like to have your music played on the radio, please, the real Danni Gyrl at gmail.com. Also, you can vote. We have a top 5 countdown every Tuesday night as well. You can go and vote for your favorite artist and their song. Shout out to Gracie Love, who has been the winner for the last 2 weeks. I'm gonna need y'all to come vote because Gracie Love and Ask Our Records is taking over this damn countdown. Okay, Ask Our Records got 2 artists on there. Gracie Love is killing the countdown with the number 1. So make sure y'all vote. Make sure you submit your music. Have your people vote, and we'll get you in the countdown. Put you in rotation. Um, Shout out to Gnarly World as well. They're in the countdown as well. That she talking about. People are loving that. So shout out to them. Also, if you have any questions and you would like to be on the show, I gotta fix this. Or you would like to be on the show, please contact me by phone 702-578-6716. Text me. Don't call me. My phone will be back on before this night is over. Text me. Don't call me. Please. I do not answer calls that I don't know. We talked about this before, so make sure you shoot me a text. If you would like to be on the show. If you can't find the number, just Google Danni Gyrl. Just Danni with an I, girl with a Y. Google it. It's gonna pop up. My number's everywhere. Um, See y'all next Thursday. I'm excited about this topic as well. We will be talking about toxic friendships. If you would like to be on the show as a guest next week, please make sure you hit me up 702-578-6716. We will be talking about toxic friendships next week. And this is one that y'all gonna want to stay tuned for because I got some stories for y'all about some toxic people out here. But we're gonna talk about toxic friendships. Shout out to Shorty V. She will be on the Danni Gyrl Show this coming Tuesday, so make sure you tune in. And we're going to talk about her audio book, The Field of Sunflowers. We're going to let you hear some of the material off the book. So y'all going to want to download that Podbean app and tune into the Danni Gyrl Show because it really be popping over there on that side. Like I could say stuff on there that I can't say on here, and the music is good. So you know, see y'all on Podbean. But make sure y'all come back next week. Toxic friendships. Make sure you bring a friend, tag somebody, let them know this is where we gonna be at next Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch me on Facebook or on YouTube at The Real Danni Gyrl. Danni with an I, girl with a Y. Shout out to my sponsors, Hizzalade. Eh, this I'm telling y'all, this is so good. It's strawberry lemonade infused Hennessy. That's what it is, okay? For those of you that want to know, it's strawberry lemonade infused Hennessy. It is so good, and it just like creep up on you just a little bit. That's why if y'all see, I only drink 1 glass during the show. But thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. See y'all Tuesday at the Danni Gyrl Show. See y'all back here next week at Couch Conversations Live. I love y'all. Thank y'all for the good conversation tonight, as always. And like I tell you at the end of everything that I do, peace and have a divine night.